A lot of Mercy Johnson's colleagues have accused the actress of being a witch, and we are going to talk about them in this video, one after the other, starting with the most recent one, Angela Okoria's revelation. Angela Okoria and Mercy Johnson used to be best friends during the good days of Nollywood, the kind of friends that would know when your mom cooked delicious jollof rice. They were known to be too close and acted in many movies together, which led to memorable moments. One thing that remains unclear is the reason why they fell out of friendship. Recently, Angela Okoria was on a mission to reveal evildoers in Nollywood, especially those she calls murderers, devils, and blood-sucking demons. She had just finished exposing Zubi Michael over Junior Pope's death and then remembered the bad things Miss Johnson did when they were friends. In her revelation, Angela Okoria openly called Miss Johnson a witch and accused her of using people's destinies. When Angela confronted her, she started fighting Angela physically and spiritually. This brings us to Ifeoma's story. During an Instagram live video with Angela, Ifeoma, who claimed to be Miss Johnson's childhood friend, accused Miss Johnson of black magic, alleging that her late mother was the brain behind it. According to Ifeoma, Miss Johnson was initiated at a young age through generational witchery activities in their family. Ifeoma claimed that Miss Johnson's grandma was a witch, and before she died, she transferred it to Miss Johnson's mother. Then, before Miss Johnson's mother died, she transferred it to Miss Johnson. Recounting their friendship while growing up, Ifeoma said after they graduated from secondary school and decided that acting was what they wanted to pursue, they started going for movie auditions together. They went for different movie auditions but were not picked. One fateful day, after they came back from an audition with yet another rejection, Miss Johnson told Ifeoma that the best and only option was to tell her mother to add juju. This would guarantee their easy and express entry into Nollywood. So they both agreed that they would do it. After Miss Johnson had told her mother about their plans, one day, her mother sent for Ifeoma. When she got to Miss Johnson's house, her mother called both of them into her room and told them to kneel down before her witchcraft chamber and remove their clothes. She carried their clothes to another room, and when she came back, she gave Ifeoma Miss Johnson's clothes and then gave Miss Johnson Ifeoma's clothes. She then tied both of them with wrapper and gave them dark liquid from a calabash to drink. Before that day, Ifeoma used to do well in Nollywood more than Miss Johnson. But after that day, Ifeoma's life has never remained the same. She started doing ballet in Nollywood. She was not able to hold anyone's attention in Nollywood. Not only in Nollywood, but in everything she touched her hand on. She was not even able to hold the attention of Angela in the live video, the only person who was willing to hear her story and agree with what she was saying. Miss Johnson really finished Ifeoma's destiny. Well, Ifeoma ended up in abject poverty all her life, suffering both physically and spiritually. And the live video wastes no time to show us how she has been suffering. For instance, for more than 20 years ago, her wig still looked the same. On the other hand, Miss Johnson started doing so well in Nollywood to the point she became a star and then forgot about Ifeoma, her best friend. This brings us to Lovely Okoria's story. Lovely Okoria went on social media storm after her then husband, Prince Odianusi Okoria, and Miss Johnson got engaged back in 2011. According to Lovely, she married Prince Odianusi Okoria in Emilia, Italy back in 2006. She then presented pictures of when they got married, with Prince Okoria signing marriage documents. However, Lovely Okoria accused Miss Johnson of bewitching her husband, out of desperation to get married. According to Lovely Okoria, her husband told her that Mr. Johnson was just a business partner and that he was in Nigeria to do some contracts. Suddenly, she started reading online about their wedding after Mr. Johnson bewitched him and tied him down into marriage. The mother of two spoke to blogger Linda Ikeji, hoping to reveal the truth and force her husband to cancel plans of wedding Mr. Johnson and return home. All to no avail, the marriage still went through. That was when Lovely Okoria concluded that her husband was bewitched and he did not know what he was doing. Since then, Lovely Okoria has left everything to God. And this brings us to Queeneth Hilbert's story. Queeneth said Mr. Johnson was so wicked that they used to call her Missless Mercy because she didn't have mercy on anyone. Queeneth and Mercy's beef started because when Queeneth entered in Nollywood, she was not looking hungry. She was well dressed, had a good car, and did so many things well. She said this was always a problem for Mr. Johnson. One fateful day, Queeneth Hilbert came for a movie shoot. That was the time Angela Okoria and Mr. Johnson were very close friends. They were sitting together when she came in. She greeted everyone, including Angela Okoria and Mr. Johnson, but they told her that she didn't greet them well, that she must come back and greet them again. Queeneth was shocked and told them that she didn't understand. Before you know it, they said she was not going to work with them. They questioned who she thought she was and then reminded her that she was only playing a role of a maid, which was a minor role that most new actresses played. They asked why a maid in a movie came on a set wearing contact lenses and dressed like this. After everything calmed down, they insisted that before Queeneth would work with them, she had to kneel down and beg them like this. This was surprising to Queeneth, owing to the fact she didn't do anything wrong to them. But the movie producer insisted that she must beg them or she would not be part of the production. She had no option but to kneel down and beg them. This brings us to Sonia Ogiri's story. Sonia Ogiri narrated how Miss Johnson destroyed her passion, confidence, and interest in acting with the way she treated her on set. She said for no reason, Miss Johnson hated her. She showed the hatred to her face and did so many mean things to her. It started on a set of one movie where Sonia met Patience Ozopo and other movie stars who treated her well. Everything was good before Mercy came on set. The owner of the movie would take Sonia and the other cast of the movie from their hotel to the location and they would all eat together. But the first day Miss Johnson arrived, everything changed. Miss Johnson insisted that she would not ride in the same car with her because she's too little and does not have any prestige to be around her. Miss Johnson even went to the point of telling other stars not to talk to her or relate with her if they want to be in her good books because she doesn't like her. Mercy was so mean that Sonia cried a lot throughout the movie shoot. After that movie, they met on another movie set titled Saturday Child. On that set, Mercy was mocking her with her friend who is also another actress. Whenever she made a mistake on set, they would laugh so hard. Sonia would change her costume and they would laugh at her. To the point, Mercy asked the movie director how some people made it on the same movie set as her. Mercy would mock her even in her front. This destroyed Sonia's passion, confidence, and interest in acting. However, Sonia and Miss Johnson stopped meeting in movie sets after Mercy told all movie producers not to give Sonia movies. She insisted that if they call her for a movie role and she saw Sonia there, she would not act in the movie. What was surprising to Sonia is that to date, she cannot lay hand on one reason why she was being hated by Miss Johnson. I did a video about all the time that Frederick Leonard was accused of being an ashawo man. Click on the video showing on the screen right now to go and watch it. The video has a lot of accusation of people from different angles accusing Frederick Leonard of being an ashawo man. Go check you out.